Every time I see a Crown Vic, I'm like, that's a cop. Come on. Let me get over to the right. Please don't be a cop. Alright, so I want to show you an example of what it's like to have eczema, specifically having flakes of eczema. Look what happens when I scratch my throat. I shouldn't be doing this in the traffic. See that? Look at that. Look at all those flakes. I can never commit a crime. Like, say I murdered someone, which I'll never do. Maybe I'll do it. They would totally find my DNA because I would leave flakes behind. See those flakes? Anyway, now that I have my camera on, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on a rant. I desperately need to get sober. If you've watched my past videos about my gabapentin addiction, I feel like at this point, wanting to use substances to make me feel better is like deeply ingrained in my DNA and genetic material. And for the past 2 months, my drug of choice, which is gabapentin, I've only done every 72 hours. I will not do them for 3 days, and then I'll do a gab day where I take like 600 milligrams 5 times a day. But the thing is, I have never met an addict like myself. People say this all the time. It's kind of like that quote, like, oh, you think you're tough? Remember, there's someone tougher than you. If you change that quote to, oh, you think you're a drug addict? There's somebody who's more of a drug addict than you. That quote would be perfect for my situation. Because I don't know anybody. God damn it, there's cops everywhere today. I don't know anybody who does drugs in the fashion that I do. Like, I'll get drugs at 7 in the morning, and I will be impatient, and say me and a friend are getting drugs. It feels like the other person, like the friend, is always, they don't care that much if, like, one of their dealers doesn't come through and doesn't answer his phone. But for me, I get like violently angry and depressed and sad. And also, it's just addiction in general. Like, it doesn't even have to be drugs. When I was quitting cigarettes, I never liked the nicotine gum. I don't like chewing gum, and I didn't think it worked that well. I found out about the lozenges. You can get these little lozenge pills, and you just suck on them and put them in your cheek. I love lozenges. Like, if I had a lifetime supply and I didn't have to pay for them, I would do lozenges for the rest of my life. But me and my friend went to the gym, and I left my lozenges in the car. So we go to the gym, we work out. Then when we're finished, we go out to the parking lot to get in my car. And I got in the car, he got in the passenger seat. As soon as I got in the car, I grabbed that lozenge bottle and like anxiously opened it and threw one in my mouth. And he was like, bro, man, like, you are an addict. Like, look at your behavior, man. Like, you're treating these lozenges like crack cocaine. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, and when I work, I have a vape. I hate to do this, and I'm super ashamed, and I feel really guilty about it. But every time I get a job, I'll find a way to vape inside the building. Whether it's the bathroom, a part of the building that people don't go to. While I'm working, every 40 minutes, I'll be like, Hey, I gotta slip off to the bathroom. And I'll go to the bathroom and stand on my last job, the bathroom had like a toilet, and above it was an air vent. So I'd stand on the toilet and take a hit of my vape, and I would blow it up into the vent. But I would do this every 40 minutes. That's how much of an addict I am. Anything that makes me feel good or better or not sad, I get addicted to it. And there's a term, it's called polyaddict. It's when you don't really have one, like, you notice that people that smoke crack tend to only smoke crack. People that do heroin sometimes only do heroin. For me, it's anything goes. Gabs, Adderall, benzos, not weed. I hate weed. What else do I like? Phenibut. Stuff like that. So anything, like, I will do it, and I feel so defeated, and I need to go to NA, but I've gone to NA meetings for 2 years. I go to you can go to Zoom NA meetings, which is awesome because you can pace around. Like, for some reason, going to a real world AA NA meeting, I don't like it because you walk in and you have to sit there quietly. I have social anxiety. I never used to. I used to be really confident and charismatic. I think it's because I'm addicted to YouTube and I'm kind of a recluse. I prefer being by myself. And the longer you live a reclusive lifestyle, I'm going to get over it. The longer you live a reclusive lifestyle where you don't leave your house and you just watch YouTube all day, the harder it is to have in-person conversations. Like, for instance, when the meeting ends, you're supposed to, like, mingle around like a party, and you're supposed to, like, talk to people. But every time a meeting ends, I book it. I just go out to my car. What was I gonna say? Oh, so NA meetings, I feel so defeated because I go in there, and I love to talk, but I'm afraid to talk. You know that thing where when say you have a fear of public speaking, and your voice starts shaking? I have that really bad, which is weird because I want to be an entertainer. I technically want to be in, like, show business because I make YouTube videos, I do comedy, and I make music. It's so weird. It's such a weird juxtaposition where I'm, like, afraid to talk publicly, but I want to so bad. But I go to meetings and I always give my bit, and I'll say, hey, I'm Brennan, I've been a drug addict, I need to get clean, my life has become unmanageable. And every time I'm talking in a meeting, I'm like, this is bullcrap. Like, I know deep down I'm not going to get sober. I have probably tried getting sober in the past 5 years over 250 times. It's like every freaking week, and I relapse every time. So I think I have to go to NA. I gotta get a sponsor, and I gotta do the work. And I don't know what that means, do the work. Like, so I gotta do all of that. When I'm sober, man, it just feels like something's missing in my life, and I'll be watching YouTube and everything pisses me off. I become like a bitter, angry, quiet person. But when I'm high, I am what I call the best version of myself, where, like, I'm really enthusiastic and talkative and happy. And when I'm sober, I just don't want to see people. Like, I have people calling me all the time. Well, no, people aren't calling me all the time. I have one friend that calls all the time. Weirdly enough, I have a friend who only calls me when I'm in gabapentin withdrawal. I don't know why, but I'm like, this kid never calls me when I'm high, which is when I pick up the phone. And he's like a hardcore Orthodox Christian. I'm a Christian as well. And I think, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, he only calls me when I'm in withdrawal. Like, I wonder if, like, God is responsible for that. Because deep down, I gotta change. So here's my plan. I've been working really hard on this YouTube channel because I love making YouTube videos. But I typically only make them when I'm on, like, I'll take like 2 milligrams of Boxin, or gabapentin's not that good for, like, motivation. I just passed, this truck just passed me, and it looked like a, what was that lady in the Pee Wee Herman movie, that, like, Insane Jane or something? It looked like her as she gave me this, like, mean mug, mad dog look.
Have a nice day.
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
But, I think that there's a lot of YouTubers I watch where they make YouTube videos to help them with sobriety. And making YouTube videos is very healing for the soul. It makes you feel like you're, like, productively doing something. So maybe if I make a YouTube series documenting getting sober, it'll help me. Like, a lot of YouTubers, when they quit smoking, they make quitting smoking videos because they want the world to know they're an addict, and they want the world to hold them accountable if they smoke. So I'm gonna make YouTube videos sober. I thought of an idea for us, because I don't really vlog, but I did vlog one day when I took Phenibut. I took Phenibut and I was gonna make a review on it, and I vlogged the whole day, just me with my camera walking around in the park, and it was so much fun. I was like, I might start vlogging. But here's the thing, when you're sober, you don't want to do anything. The thought of recording a video, I can already see it, because when I'm in gab withdrawal, I'm like basically retarded. Like, I can't think thoughts correctly. I'll forget what I'm saying. That's why people say that taking gabapentin will give you dementia after a while. Just like Benadryl, by the way. Oh, and I took Benadryl for 2 years. 2 Benadryl a night, which is the recommended dose, for 2 years. And now I'm learning that Benadryl really messes with your short-term memory. And by the way, I'm making a documentary on my channel, 9-Part Harmony, about Benadryl addiction. Some people take mega doses of Benadryl and they see, like, spiders and shadow people. So 9-Part Harmony coming soon. I'm gonna make I've interviewed a bunch of Benadryl addicts. I have never worked this hard on a project. So if I make sobriety vlogs, I'm gonna be really tired and desperate. What's the word? Anhedonia. I'm not gonna have any glee or happiness. And I'm gonna start going to meetings, and I might vlog it. But either way, subscribe to this channel, because I'm only making videos sporadically right now. But eventually, I'm gonna make a video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So subscribe to this channel and like and comment or whatever. Oh, and thank you to everybody who's commented. Like, I love reading good comments, because I've been a musician for 10 years, and on my other music channel that I won't tell you about, I'm so used to uploading my songs and getting like 15 views. I'll get like 3 likes, but nobody comments, and it's so embarrassing. Like, it makes me feel like so low. Which by the way, you know that book that, like, it's a psychology book that talks about mental disorders? It's called like the DSM or something. It's a f***ing cop. Please don't be speeding, Brennan. Oh, he's got somebody else. Hold on, let me show you. Alright, so I was trying to record a cop, but it turned the camera off. But the DSM has a new mental disorder. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically people that have YouTube channels and are online personalities. Oh, that guy got. Hold on, let me show you. Every time I try to record the cop, the camera turns on. But there's a new mental disorder where people who have YouTube channels they get really stressed when they get a video that gets a lot of views and then a video gets low views, and a lot of channels are starting to die, and that really depresses people. So YouTubers have their own mental disorder in the DSM book, and I totally understand that, because although I've never been even borderline famous on YouTube, at most channels that I've had, I upload and get like 100. If I work really hard, I'll get like 100 views, a couple likes, but no comments. And I obsess about YouTube. My brain, it's like a computer that only thinks about analytics, like marketing, thumbnails, views, sub count, likes. And a lot of my friends find it annoying that I'm constantly like say me and my friend went on a road trip. I'm like, let's make a documentary about it. And they're like, come on, man. Like, let's live in the moment. Like, quit trying to film stuff. But I love filming stuff. What was that movie, Chronicle? Where the kid got a camera and he starts filming everything. I know why people do that, because it's really fun to just record your whole life and vlog. Because it's like a defense mechanism. Like if you're filming, if you have a camera and you're filming, it puts like a brick wall between you and the world. And my podcast co-host said, I told him, I said, Eric, I'm getting addicted to filming everything. And he went, yeah, it is kind of, you feel like you're playing God when you record all the time. And I was like, perfect analogy. So, and another thing I do, I call it fly on the wall recording, where I'll hit record on my phone and I'll hold it near my stomach, and I film a lot of stuff in my life, which is kind of scummy to do, but I don't care. And if I was recording somebody and they started saying something secretive or personal, I would never put that on the internet. So what was I talking about? So I'm going to end this video here soon, but just know, for the past 2 years, I have been trying to get sober every 3 days. And at one point, I just said, you know what? Brandon, stop. Just stop trying, because it's not working. And there's a psychological term where if you don't try, it's like it'll do the reverse. Like if you try getting sober, you're gonna fail because you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But if you say, you know what, screw it, I am what I am, I'm gonna take my pills and smoke my weed and do my thing, then maybe that will help. I don't know. But the question is, if I quit gabapentin, will I have withdrawal? I don't know. I don't know. Because for the past 2 months, I've managed to take them every 72 hours. And I'm wondering, like, say you take Xanax every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you quit, you're going to have withdrawal because you were taking the pills every day. But if you take pills every 3 days, I wonder if you are then addicted to taking the pills every 3 days. So if I try to get sober, I would feel okay for 3 days, but after the third day, I would not be sleeping and it would be nightmarish withdrawal. So I don't know. Gabapentin withdrawal is it's weird. It's a tricky little withdrawal. It basically makes you not want to do anything. But I have found a cure. If you're addicted to gabapentin in the same way that I am, and I don't mean taking it every day from it, like because a doctor told you to. If you do that, if you take gabapentin every day for 2 years, you are going to have a vicious, long, benzo-like withdrawal. But for me, I go on binges and then I feel like for a couple of days. One of the things that helps is running like, go out and jog 3 times a day. You don't have to jog a marathon. For me, I smoke, so I can only jog. I'll run up the street and there's a church parking lot. I'll do 6 laps and run home. And it gives me that dopamine euphoria. So exercise really helps gab withdrawal. Another thing is if you binge a series on Netflix, like I'm always rewatching Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. If you just lay there and watch something, when you're in gab withdrawal, your mind gets hyper focused in to the show, or you find YouTube videos to watch. So a very good way to cure gab addiction is to just like lay down on the couch and watch Netflix. Like get really deep into a series. Also, the other drugs that I do are Kratom, Suboxone, and Adderall. So I basically take the lowest class drugs. I don't do hard drugs anymore, barely. I've relapsed on fentanyl a couple times, and I'm gonna make a video on that. Fentanyl is a nightmare. Like, it sucks. All you do is throw up and sleep. But so for the past couple months, I've taken Suboxone maybe once every 2 weeks. Kratom, I found this store that sold like bags like this of Kratom for $20, and it was like a vape store, so I wasn't even looking for Kratom. And I was like, dude, this same amount of Kratom online would be $45. So holy crap. Hold on. When I slap my chest, the flakes fly everywhere. Oh God, I have indigestion. Oh, and another scary thing I said in my gab video, if you're addicted to gabapentin, you have to drink a lot of soda. So I drink soda all the time. Lately, I've always had heartburn and indigestion issues, but lately I feel this burn right like at my stomach. And I'm like, oh man, like, I hope I didn't mess my stomach up, man. Like taking pills and drinking soda. So where am I at in this video? My mind is so all over the place. I legitimately think I really have ADD, because I'm always like, I'll watch a YouTube video, 15 seconds of it, and I'll pause it, open up another tab, watch something else, and by the end of it, I have like 40 tabs open. And it's really hard for me to stay on track of what I'm talking about. Like, this video has taken so many fucking detours at this point. So, I ain't promising nothing, but I think I'm gonna try to get sober, and I think vlogging it will help. But here's one thing. If you subscribe to this channel and you watch me, I don't tell people I'm sober. I don't lie about being sober. When people ask me if I'm still using, I always say I'm mostly sober, because I'm sober for a couple days every week, but then I'll binge on gabs and whatever. So there used to be a YouTuber called C-Squared. I think he deleted his channel, but he made Suboxone withdrawal videos. And he was constantly telling his audience, like, God is on my side, I've been clean for 3 months, blah, blah, blah. And then he would relapse, and he'd lie to his audience, and they could tell, because he'd have pinpoint pupils. I ain't gonna do that. And also, then he started smoking meth. And he made a video, and I think his whole audience turned on him, because he made his channel, it was revolved around being sober, but he kept relapsing. So I just want to say it now. I'm never going to promise I'm sober, and I'm never going to lie about being sober. So you got to, and if you don't like that, you got to unsubscribe, because I'm not going to lie to my audience. I relapse all the time, so if I relapse, I'll just be honest, okay? So, that's my video. Gotta get sober. I'm at the point where I feel like I'm BSing myself. Like the devil in my mind, I'll say, okay, Brandon, it's 2 days sober, you're gonna do this. And the devil in my mind goes, bullshit. You ain't gonna get sober. You're gonna call your guy. You're gonna call your guy up the street. I'm driving like a lunatic. Alright, I'm gonna end this video. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Love.